We are on scene tonight with heart-pounding body cam video from Seattle police showing the dangers that officers face across the country. Multiple people had called 911 about shots being fired in the city's downtown area. Then a man drove his pickup toward a federal building, down a ramp, and then smashed through the door of a maintenance area. 39-year-old William Stevens got out with a rifle and started firing into the air as another driver made a 911 call. Now, police synced it up with surveillance video.
There's an active shooter on 2nd and Marion. I am not hurt. I don't know if there are people that are.
Can you see this person?
I did see him, but I fled the area because he was actively shooting into the street that I was driving on.
Police contacted security at the building, who located the suspect. Stevens was on the ground, still with the gun, as officers arrived.
Hey! Drop the gun! Put it down! Drop the weapon! Put it down! Put your hands up! Hands up! Be on the police! Yep. Put your hands up! Drop it now! Drop it! Don't do it!
Multiple officers tried to get Stevens to throw away the weapon and surrender before he hurt someone, including himself.
Mary 31, he's trying to shoot himself in the head now.
Hey, stop right here! Down, please! Put it down! Put it down now!
As police moved a patrol car into the driveway, the suspect got up with the rifle, holding it as if he was going to fire, and advancing toward police. Officers shot Stevens, who died from his injuries. Police in a nearby city were apparently trying to confiscate Stevens' guns after he talked about a mob plot to kill him in a gun shop that refused to sell to him. The incident remains under investigation. Joining us now is Chad Ayers, retired deputy from Greenville County, South Carolina. He's also the founder of Proactive Response Group. Chad, thanks for coming back on the program. Appreciate it. All right, before we get into some of the details here, this seems like a guy who was, almost wanted to get shot by police. This does happen sometimes. But I think what people don't realize is the psychological impact that can have on the officers involved as well.
100%. I mean, when you arrive to something like this, any type of mass casualty event, active shooter event. In fact, Dan, we just had a conversation yesterday with several law enforcement officers here in Greenville. There was an active shooter event at a school here last week. And just talking to them, a lot of times people don't realize what that does to first responders when they arrive to these types of calls. There's a lot of stress on the body, and then you have to take that home with you. So it's not just, the victim and the suspects and their family. I get it. We give our condolences to them, but there's a lot that law enforcement carries with them on these types of situations.
All right, so now let me ask you, since this is sort of what you teach a lot, you deal with active shooter training. Someone in this kind of situation, right? The person fled the scene, et cetera. What ought other people who are around there, what should they be doing?
Well, let's back up a little bit, Dan. There's so many early warning signs, extreme risk protection that they were trying to seek for this gentleman, which is a civil type of filing where you can have guns removed. The neighbor talked about early warning signs that this gentleman was spray painting weird things on his garage door. And this is exactly, it almost took me back to San Bernardino in 2015, where the neighbors there at that mass shooting were talking about all the warning signs, but they didn't feel comfortable coming forward to law enforcement, talking about that and saying, hey, look, something's going on here. This guy or girl's, not acting right. So I think we've got to build a culture in this community in the United States where people are comfortable now coming forward to law enforcement saying, hey, look, my neighbor's acting different or my coworker's acting different. Hey, there's something that you guys need to look into.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just ask you straight out. Does this seem to be or appear to be a case of a guy who's trying to get killed by the police, otherwise known as suicide by cop?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you go, crashing into a federal building, you've got a rifle, you're standing out in the street, blasting rounds. Yeah, I have a feeling this gentleman was battling some type of mental illness. Unfortunately, he didn't get help in time. And, when you show up with a rifle and stand up and aim it towards law enforcement, unfortunately, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, and even if there were mental health specialists on a scene like that, there's nothing they can do when someone points a weapon. I mean, it's not like they had a long time to talk to him, et cetera. They're just trying to stop him, and at that point, he's pointing a weapon at them.
Look, I had a discussion with a counselor a few weeks ago about this exact topic. And, the idea of saying, hey, look, we need to be bringing mental health counselors out on scene, to diffuse this situation. This gentleman, at this point, it's too late. Exactly what you just said. This guy showed up with the gun, ran through the federal building, came out. At that point, it's too late. This is why we have law enforcement in the United States of America who train and do a good job. These guys initially did an awesome job trying to de-escalate the situation, telling him to drop the gun. At that point, it's too late, though.
Chad Ayers, thanks for coming back on the show. We appreciate it.
Great to see you, Dan.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.